Well, I want to bring up this issue, and actually, it's just food for thought. I'm going to actually examine two sides to this issue, not put the conspiracy side out solely, but let's get on with the. And it's not even like something that I could say is just taken out of thin air, but the flag that we see typically in our courtrooms, or that the president is surrounded by, or when you see somebody that's in there in authority, like in a politician that we supposedly elect, whether the votes are rigged or not, or whether it's a magistrate in a court, we always see this flag with a yellow or gold fringe. And what does it mean, right? Now, you probably heard of this, but here we have President Dwight David Eisenhower, Executive Order 10834, dated August 21st, 1959. A military flag is a flag that resembles the regular flag of the United States, except that it has a yellow fringe border on all three sides. Now, you might say, what the hell does that really mean? Does it mean that flags in courtrooms are military flags? Is that saying, I run the show, I'm the captain of the ship? Maybe. And when we see the chief executive of the United States with this type of flag, you always see this with, whoever the president is, the flag with the gold fringe or the yellow fringe. We always see this all the time. Is that saying, I am the captain of the ship, I call the shots? To hell with your rights, too, maybe, too, right? I don't know. Now, I know that's one side of it, too. Now, if you look in the U.S. Army manual, they'll tell you that it's just a decorative feature. It doesn't really mean anything. Now, my opinion is that, why the hell would you stick a decorative feature on a flag and in the first place? And then, if it's just a decorative feature, why do all the courtrooms have it? I never really seen any courtrooms that don't have it. And when you're seeing like a state governor talking, or you see a magistrate, delivering a decision in the court or whatever, or you're seeing the president of the United States, you're always seeing a flag with the yellow fringe on it. So, president, it's not coming from a conspiracy blog. This is the actual executive order. President Dwight David Eisenhower, the guy that warned us about the military-industrial complex, too, in his farewell speech, he says that it's a military flag. So what the hell, why do we have a military flag? I can see maybe the chief, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces might have that on some occasions. Or you might see that on a military installation, but why would you see this in civil courtrooms, right? So, there's a theory out there that it means other things beyond that. It means that you are a subject to the court. Now, I'm showing a picture here of Donald Trump. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not against Donald Trump. I don't think he's flawless, perfect, or anything like that. But I also want to warn people that when you're electing a candidate, or you're electing your president, do not think of it in like the respect that this guy is going to save the whole planet. He's going to save the nation for us. And, the whole problem actually in our nation is we got too many laws. That's what the hell's going on. We don't have freedom of the individual as what was supposed to be protected in the Constitution, whereby we had the Bill of Rights to protect the individuals from excesses of government, right? That's why those things were enshrined in law, right? The Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. Well, here we see Donald Trump surrounded by, now, not saying that he did this on purpose, okay? Maybe he doesn't, maybe that's just one of those people decorated around him with the gold fringe, too. I mean, I'm not saying he's some part of some vast conspiracy here either. But, it's food for thought. When you even elect somebody that you like, you got to remember that we, the individual, are, we are an entity and a free person as standing on our own 2 feet. It's not something that we are subjects to the government. And the fact that they keep using this flag, and even I hate to say that, even Donald Trump has his flag in the background of him all the time, it says a lot. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to pick Hillary Clinton. No way in hell. But I just want to warn people that, maybe the situation's not going to change as much as you think. Um, it's like the fact that we have in our jurisdictions, in our courtrooms, this symbology of a military flag, which means basically I am the captain of the ship. That's what it's saying. And, in a lot of ways, I think of it when Donald Trump, in the way he thinks, it's going to be pretty much the way it is. Even though we might like some of his policies, it's going to be, I am the captain of the ship, and what I say goes. Which is not really cool, because actually I think one of the best things that we can do to solve the problems of America is basically get rid of half the government at least. And get rid of these damn yellow fringe flags, because if they don't have any special meaning and are solely decorative, well, either you change the official American flag to, change it or something, and which wouldn't make sense anyway, because it means the American flag is red, white, and blue, no gold fringe, or you just get rid of it and you only use the decorative fringe for ceremonies, not something that you would use in a courtroom or use for the state governor would stand in front of, or the president of the United States would stand in front of. So anyway, I put this out for food for thought, because I know the people that are into the conspiracy type stuff will say that this really means the Constitution of the United States has been suspended. Now, the Constitution of the United States has not been suspended, okay? But I can tell you one thing. I do not like the fact that they altered this flag with this fringe and they try to play it off like it's just decorative. Because if it was just decorative, it wouldn't be in every single court setting or every municipality or every single state governor's office or every single, branch of the executive branch of the United States government. It just wouldn't, or the judicial department, whatever. It just wouldn't be there. You wouldn't have every single time you see a flag with this gold yellow fringe. In other words, you'd see a lot of times, if it was just decorative, there'd be a lot of people opting out of it and just using the American flag without the gold yellow fringe. The fact that it's universal in all these settings of, I hate to use that word authority, but I guess that's what it is. It is stating that they are the captain, they call the shots, they are the authority, and I guess Trump's like, hey, that is Trump, though. You can tell you honestly, that's kind of how he is. Hey, I'm the guy that runs. I'm the guy, man. I'm the man. I don't want to knock the guy because what the hell? I can't take Hilda Beast, and I'll call her Hilda Beast because she is a beast. But I'm just warning people that we've had too much as individuals. We've had too much given up in a way of our individual sovereignty and our individual human rights. And, we've always been seeking something to address something through an entity that is, actually not legitimate in a lot of ways, because they should be totally subservient to the Constitution first, not that they are the supreme authority. And that's really what this gold fringe means, because when you're getting right back to basics, Eisenhower did spell it out. I know Eisenhower, and just to give you a little more background, I know that Eisenhower basically was a politician way before he was a politician. As a matter of fact, he was a lieutenant colonel and passed up so many people in the military before he became the five-star general, supreme commander of the Allied forces in World War II. He never really held, before he became Supreme Commander of the Allied Forces of World War II, he never held any combat post. He was actually a commensurate politician in a green uniform many years before he ever ascended to the presidency of the United States. But I do have to give him credit for actually making it clear that the flag with the yellow fringe is a military flag. And a military flag really has no at no place being in a courtroom or in a state house or in a even in even in the White House, more or less, because you would say under certain circumstances it would belong there when he's addressing as commander in chief. It would belong there, but not when he's addressing the American people. Not the president when they're addressing the American people. So it's food for thought. I don't really like it. It's symbology, but then again, it's symbology in the wrong way. That's how I'm looking at it. It may not mean all this stuff that some of the people and the bloggers put out, but it does have a wrong connotation that it is it is beyond a decorative feature, and it is a military flag. It does have meaning and connotation that the person that is, the authority by this flag is calling the shots as if he is a captain on a ship and he's the jurisdiction and whatever he says goes. Not necessarily what should go. In other words, like common law and that type of thing. A lot of times you'll see this type of stuff even with in courtrooms where it gives, some people would argue that it gives a judge the power to make a final decision even though a jury would say not guilty because they didn't want to find a person guilty, and that could make a new case law because the person found a person not guilty, and the judge says, well, you can't find that, make that decision because I say so. And the fact that they have, that flag flying means basically you're in like a military courtroom. So, it does have some pretty evil connotations or meanings behind it too. So, but I don't want to make it a big emotional conspiracy thing about this that all American rights are gone now because we got this flag and all this. But it does kind of say something about the system itself. And well, we'll see what Donald Trump does if he rejects this flag. If he just starts putting flags around him without gold fringe, that might be cool. I would hope so. If he does that, I'm going to say he's very, very legit. I'm going to say he's very, very legit. But just as a warning to the people that, even though this might be, because I know people out there say this is like one of those conspiracy theories and stuff. It's not exactly that. I don't want to make too much out of this though either, but then again, the fact that if this gold fringe or yellow fringe is solely a decoration, you would not see it universally used in every single courtroom, every single state house, every single executive or judicial branch of the federal government, or even departments thereof or the cabinets. You wouldn't see that gold fringe always being displayed. It's a meaning of we have absolute authority in this area, as if we are a military authority, because just as Dwight D. Eisenhower said, the yellow fringe flag on three sides is a military flag. It resembles the regular flag of the United States. He's saying it's not the regular flag of the United States, it's a military flag, which is really saying, the people that use this flag, which is universally used in, as I said before, all the courtrooms, all the state departments, all the, the courthouses. I said that already. The executive branch, the judicial branch, the cabinet branches, and anywhere even any governor body is assembled. That's the way this flag is displayed with the fringe. I don't think it's just decorative. Whether people want to say it is or not, but I'm not buying that deal. I think it is like a flag of, we are the authority, as if we are the military. And, that to me, that goes direct opposition to the Bill of Rights. And the Bill of Rights does not grant us rights. It is those are laws, those are constitutional amendments, the first 10 constitutional amendments to the Constitution, that protect us, embodied in law, from excesses of the government. Obviously, they're being ignored, but still, you know, that's what it's for. That's what it's for. So I figured I'd bring this issue up. I don't want to harp on it too much because you notice I kind of told you a little bit about both sides a little bit here. But then again, it's food for thought because I don't want to make it like a big drama thing. But then on the other side of it, there is something to this. There is something to this. It's not, you wouldn't see this universally always chosen as, when a person in authority is speaking, they always have this gold fringe. And, it does have that military connotation. So, food for thought, and just keep it like that. And, I think this should be brought up to a lot of times in a lot of situations because maybe they ought to take this damn fringe off the flag because if it's not the real flag of the United States, you should not modify it. I mean, why not put little bells over it or something? Why not put, stringing ribbons hanging off it or something? You know what I mean? It's not the flag of the United States. Whether, if maybe you don't like the color of the flag of the United States, you're going to change the color to and say it's a decoration. Don't modify it. It represents our nation and it represents our Constitution and our Bill of Rights. What this nation was formed for, and what this nation, what people fought for, what people fought for to form this nation. We don't need a military flag flying anywhere where there's non-military. That's all there is to it.